Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mike Kollin at seductionpower.com. So, there's a couple reasons why the modern male has been struggling with women. And right now, there is a huge, if you've been paying attention online and in public, there is a huge divide between men and women. Men are right now feeling powerless. And the whole purpose of my course is to put the power back into your hands so you can take control and be in control of your dating relationship life. Now here's the deal, there really is a hidden language, and when I teach it to you, you're going to see it everywhere, you're going to hear it everywhere. It's in music, it's in songs. When you're at the grocery store, you're going to hear women speak it, and you're going to be like, it's like your memory's going to, wait a minute, my mom used to talk this way, my ex-girlfriend talked this way. You're going to realize your eardrums heard the vibrations of these words, but it didn't get into your brain, like you didn't actually hear what they were saying. Now, wait till the end of the course, my Cracked Female Code course, when I teach you these unconscious linguistic patterns that women speak in all the time that your brain couldn't even notice, let alone process. When you see these simple patterns, suddenly you're going to realize why this is so powerful. Okay, now let's shift into what this video is really about. It's about human behavior, and I'm going to share an insight with you that will hopefully simplify understanding women, at least in this one area. Now, the reason why I keep sharing the caveman image, I actually I bought the rights to, I don't own it, but I have the rights to use it in my videos, in my ads, wherever. It's the caveman. The reason why I use the caveman is I'm trying to symbolically get your brain to see something. See, we have three brains, the logical brain, the right emotional creative brain, which for women is connected to her lower reptilian brain. And this is really important because this is the difference between men and women. Your right brain does not have a nerve that connects your mating system into the lower reptilian brain. So what men try to do is they try to understand women from logic. It does not work. Women are the right brain at the five senses processor, the emotional, creative, spiritual brain, directly connected to our lower reptilian brain. This is how you have to understand women. If you don't do this, you will be lost for the rest of your life. Now, in NLP, they teach us something called modeling. Modeling people's unconscious processes, like what's going on their lower brain, on the reptilian brain, on the unconscious levels. Like, what are these patterns? See, you have to understand, people have patterns that they're born with in their DNA that's locked in. And part of it is their neurological wiring connected from their mating system to the right brain's communication system and so forth. Men are wired in a different way. We are not connected that way. So we try to attract women, turn women on, romance women, love women in the way that we're wired. It does not work for her. She doesn't have a nerve that connects to the same place as yours. And that's why you're feeling so powerless. You've read all these books. You took the pickup artist courses. And all these courses are the male brain's wiring. Why? Because unconsciously, these guys teaching these courses, like, well, of course it's this way. That's the way I am, so she must be. No, not at all. Not at all. They're just teaching you left brain stuff and how to pick up on men. So it's all about these unconscious patterns that are hardwired into us. Once you understand that, once you can see that, the light bulb will go on. So because of something I'm trained in called modeling, it's like we go over and over and over. It's in the home study courses. They do in every single training, 5-week, 2-week, 3-week training you take. And after a period of time, your brain begins to see and look for patterns in everything. So now on top of that, studying the hypnosis and how the unconscious mind works just adds to it. Now, here's what I'm going to give to you right now. There is an author from the 80s and 90s who was really, really famous, even in psychology, during our courses and classes. His name is Desmond Morris. He was I forgot the word, I think it's zoologist, people who study animals. Okay, I'm actually holding one of his books right now. So his name is Desmond Morris. So what happened is, he began to notice the similarities between animal behavior and human behavior. So he started realizing, hey, wait a minute, we actually do that too, maybe on a lesser level, but we still do that. So he started picking up on the behaviors of people, and he began to start comparing animal behavior with human behavior, and he started realizing a bunch of unconscious human behavior patterns. So one of the books that he wrote that I recommend is called The Human Zoo. So his name is Desmond Morris, Morris, okay? The other book I highly recommend is called The Naked Ape. Now, he has a bunch of other books. So here's why I recommend that you read these books. Your brain will begin to look at people in a different light. You'll begin to understand people in a deeper way that will give you more power. Now, another way that I actually learned this was someone told me, hey, you really just need to go buy one decent body language book. It doesn't have to be the best one in the world. Just buy a real body language book, and what happens is it turns your brain on and you start to notice different body language. So here's the deal. Most men think, see, the left brain is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like the more that you have, 100,000, the better you are. No. When I read this one book, because I thought I was going to have to read in fact, I actually bought 3 different body language books by 3 different authors. And after I read the first one, I started picking up on other behaviors and other body language signals that weren't in any of these books. And this began to happen after I read the first book. What it does is it gets your brain, it tunes your brain into a different segment of human behavior, of reality. So you start to pick up on stuff. You start to learn stuff because now you're aware of it. What this is doing is it's turning on your right brain. Your right brain is the one that begins to notice these behaviors, these social patterns, these seduction patterns. And that's what my book, Crack the Female Code, was written for. It's going to transform your brain, literally. You're going to begin to see things in a much different light. When you take my course, that is a NLP, Ericksonian hypnosis, mind conditioning course to open you up to see the other side. That's the whole purpose of it. I'm not going to give you 100 pickup lines, 100 openers, 100 gambits. We're not going to do that. I'm going to teach you the patterns. So now all you need to know are the simple patterns. Literally, it's about a total of 7 patterns approximately. There might be 1 or 2 other ones, but there's about 7 core patterns. And they're simple. They're anywhere from 3 steps to 5 steps. I think one might be 7 steps max. These are simple patterns that will transform your dating, relationship, and love life. What about the stuff that I created, the male to female communication stuff?
Yeah, it's getting me to understand about a new language.
Right. So you've let me know overall you've actually taken quite a lot of other courses over the years and read a lot of books.
Yeah.
How does my course compare to those? And he's taken some of the top in the world, some of the top people. In comparison to those, go from there.
I mean, it's given me it's like the Matrix of pussy. Because, you're understanding how to communicate on a much, much deeper level.
Would you say the other courses did that for you?
Not at this level, no.
Not even close.
Because you've just got lines and stuff. Well, this is actually a way of formulating language.
Right. Okay, so I want to point something out for those of you who are new to my channel. I say it in every video. The reason why understanding how to speak the right brain hidden female language is because this language, her mating system has a nerve that curves off to this part of her brain, which means it literally triggers her mating system and sexually turns her on. This is really important to understand, even if you only stand it on a logical level. This is why the right brain language and learning the right brain hidden language patterns, these are unconscious patterns that are hardwired into her DNA. When you learn how to speak this way, it triggers her mating system. What I want you to notice in the next clip is how Adam talks about switching internal states. This is something that I will teach you how to do. It's a conditioning factor. So these are the two core pillars of my course: the internal language combined with the hidden patterns, and learning how to shift your internal states. I will walk you through a series of techniques to show you how to do this very effectively and very powerfully, and then watch how it affects her emotionally. Would you say that there's go ahead, I'm sorry.
And internal states, where if I switch a state on and
I know what I wanted to talk about. Go ahead, finish that thought.
and I put language together,
Right.
then it makes me a seductive machine.
Yeah, it makes it a lot faster and easier. So I want to talk about when you, in the beginning of the course, you literally thought I was crazy,
I
huh?
thought you were mad.
Because what I was teaching was so foreign and so odd and strange. Like, there's no way. You're just like, this is weird, huh?
Yep. I thought you were going to make me go mental.
Yeah, you literally
I thought you were mental, dude.
Yeah, because of what I was saying was like, what the hell is this guy saying? Because it sounded weird, huh?
And the tones, the different tones, and the way that you were pushing. Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. So now that we got more of the pieces put together, what did you say after that? You said it's brilliant.
This stuff is genius.
That's what you said. This stuff is genius.
That stuff is genius.
Oh, hold on. Yeah. All right, so say that again. Once we put the pieces together, because in the beginning it didn't make any sense at all, did it?
No, not at
And
all.
and how many times did I almost yell? Have some
You
faith.
yelled.
I yelled. I did. I'm a pretty tough coach, huh?
Yeah, you're tough.
And I was like, have some faith. God damn it.
You did.
We're putting now. By the time last night, you literally said, "This is what."
This is genius.
Yes. So now is it like you're seeing the light, like the light bulb went on?
I'm just seeing things completely differently in terms of language.
Say a little bit louder.
In terms of language, the way that I feel internally, the way I approach, because a lot of it's about the internal state, the way you feel inside,
Right.
to communicate on the outside,
Right.
which I think is revolutionary.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to add one more piece to this. This is the human behavior side. So here's the thing that men don't get about women. So the one thing you have to understand, our mating systems were designed and built during the caveman era and the thousands and thousands of years after that, when men had total control. Men and cavemen back in the day were way more powerful than women. Cavemen had a lot more testosterone back then than we do now. I think they said it was something like 3 times more testosterone than the peak male has now. You have to understand her entire mating system, her neurology, her wiring, her emotional system is wired to deal with the caveman. There was no police, there was no judges, there was no military. A caveman was horny, saw a girl, grabbed her, had sex. Period. End of sentence. If you read romance novels, one of the number one top themes is a man taking charge, taking control of her, and I'm going to use the RAP blah 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 word, just grabbing her and controlling her and having his way. Now, I'm not suggesting that you do that. I will teach you in the course how to do this appropriately in the modern world. But my point being is most men try to act so soft and talk soft and be like a soft little pillow around her. When she feels that, you got to understand her emotional right brain, the feeler brain, her body feels this. It processes it as, oh, you're too soft. I need to find a hardened caveman. Even my goddaughter one day, out of the clear blue sky, she just kind of blurts out, I can't wait to get older. I'm like, why? Because she was in high school. She goes, so I can date a real man who takes what he wants. Huh, what's that sound like? Oh, that sounds like a caveman. You have to understand this is hardwired into their system. See, when you hug a woman, squeeze her. Squeeze her hand. And this is some of the things that I'm going to teach you how to do. Like, you got to really kind of pull her in and kind of hold her for a moment, squeeze her once in a while. She's like, oh, okay. Because now she can, now this is important, listen closely. Now she can physically feel your power. Logically looking at you, okay, watch this. If a woman looks at you and logically, yeah, he benches 365 pounds for 2 reps, which was me. And he's national champion in kickboxing, which was me. He was a state champion in boxing, which was me. it doesn't mean shit. Because every time I was with my girlfriend, I hugged her and I was soft. I had a soft voice because I wanted to make sure she wasn't scared. Well, here's what happened. She felt me as soft. See, okay, why do I keep saying feel and felt? Because women own the right brain, meaning that's their home. That's what they default to verify what's true and what's not true, what's real and what's not real. So if her emotions and feelings are like feeling soft, 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 she goes, oh, I'm feeling soft. Oh, this guy must be a wimp. And her mating system is feeling that through the right brain's emotional processor, which is, see, those are the nerves that goes down into the body and they feel their environment. This is why this is so important. Women don't listen to logic. Logic means nothing to them other than passing a math test in high school and college. That's it. You know, over the years, I got hurt so viciously bad by two women in my 20s that I literally one day went dark. Let's just put it that way. I remember, like, I didn't even date for like a year or two because an energy healer therapist said, hey, you need to like not date for at least a year, reconnect with yourself, spend time alone, which I did. But even after I started dating, I remember the first couple dates, I would just stare at them. I didn't fucking trust them at fucking all. And boom, it triggers her mating system. Because now instead of me trying to please them and say the right thing in the right way and trying to keep the conversation going and working hard, blah, 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 all of a sudden I'm watching her. And that triggered her mating system. And all of a sudden women everywhere, even that 1 year period, it was actually more than that. Women were trying to talk to me and I'd just walk away. It's like, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm busy right now. And I would just, boom, just ignore the shit out of women. I had this edge to me. I kind of had this non-trusting, surely aware, battle positions kind of attitude with everyone everywhere I fucking went. And goddamn does that turn women the fuck on. Now here's the deal. It wasn't some fake, I'm doing it from my ego, mate. You can't fake it. It has to come from the core you. And this is what we teach you how to do in the course Crack the Female Code when I teach you these internal awareness techniques. So what is this just like? It's exactly the way it was during the caveman era. There were no police. There was no political correctness, no social justice warriors. It was just you take, like my goddaughter said, I'm looking for a man who takes what he wants. And that's the way it was in the caveman era. You wanted food, you fucking got it. You took it. You wanted sex, you grabbed it. You took it. And that's the way it has to be. Here's the funny thing. Even though you're like, yeah, but Mike, we live in the modern era. It doesn't matter. Her mating system is still wired this way. Now, here's the funny thing. She's still correct in the modern era. The caveman that goes out there and busts his ass and takes what he wants and makes it happen in the real world versus, oh, I don't want to offend, this other guy who's in competition for this $250,000 job. I don't want to hurt his feelings, man. You're not going to get ahead in life. You need to have that edge. That's what Crack the Female Code gives you. Now watch this. I was #1 in the United States of America in kickboxing. I was bench pressing 365 pounds, deadlifting over 595 pounds, blah. I was a fucking beast. And my fucking girlfriend thought I was a pussy. She literally bossed me around. One day she came over, opened the door, she punched me right in the face. I'm like, what the fuck was that? Now it didn't hurt because she wasn't very strong. But then about a week later she punched me twice. I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? And then the third time, pap, 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 pap. And so what I did was I open palmed her in the chest as not to hurt her breast. And she had these kind of heels on, about 2.5, wide, thick heels. And boom, she caught her heel. She fell back, bounced her butt on the floor, and kind of cracked her head against the corner of the wall. And she started crying. Now, I didn't do it to hurt her. I did it to get her away from me because she was like, pop, 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 pop. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? And boom. And I even took the time and caution to open my palm to hit her in between the breasts so I didn't hit her boobs, so I wouldn't hurt her. But here's what happened. When she fell down on her butt, she started crying, and I grabbed her, and I kneeled down, and I pulled her hair apart. I'm like, did you crack your head open? Because she hit the corner of the wall. But it wasn't hard, which was kind of weird. Like, well, it didn't seem like she hit it hard. She goes, no, my head's fine. And she's like crying and crying and crying. I'm like, did you hurt your tailbone? She's, no, baby, I'm fine. I'm like, so why are you crying? She goes, I thought I could kick your ass. And I'm like, what? She goes, I always thought you were a wimp and that I could kick your ass. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm a champion fighter. I wrestled in high school and college Division II. I'm a champion boxer and kickboxer. What are you talking about? She was, I know, but I didn't think you were strong. I literally stepped back and I was like, why? I go, you've seen me fight. You've come to practice. You've watched me spar. You watched me hit the bag. You've seen me work out. You see how strong I am. She goes, I don't know. And like her. Here's what was happening. She wasn't crying because she was hurt. She wasn't crying because she was emotionally hurt. She was crying because her whole illusion of Mr. Pillow, Soft Pillow Mike, who hugged her softly, who made love softly, who talked softly, was completely shattered. And her illusion disappeared. And now she's seeing me for who I really was for the first time. Let me tell you, that awareness shifted everything. Suddenly in the bedroom, I was a different beast, literally. I didn't do the whole nice guy thing. I didn't do the whole soft thing. From that point forward, I was like, oh, fuck this. When we're walking through the mall and going someplace, I go, we're going this way. I'd grab her arm and pull her if she played little games. Now, I'm going to give you another quick story about my goddaughter. We're at the mall. We're up on the upper deck. We're going to the store that's on the right, about 5 stores ahead. Well, she's on my right side, kind of pushing me to the left, but the store's on the right. She was just kind of leaning and pushing and pushing, and I didn't catch it the first time. And I thought, what a weird fucking kid. And I stopped, and she kind of fell in front of me. Didn't fall down, but kind of whoops, and caught herself. And then I put her on my left side, and again we're going to the right, and she snuck around behind me on my right side. She did it again, and I stopped, and I'm like, what are you doing? And she kind of had this funny grin on her face. And I'm like, oh, what a weird little kid. Now, she wasn't a kid. She was probably 11th grade or something like that. And she does it a third time. And I'm like, oh, she's testing me. So then I thought, this is a really good time to take the opportunity to show her some power so she can feel it. Because I realized she was testing me because I wasn't aware, or at least she didn't think I was. Or actually, she was trying to make sure. But I do these techniques when I'm in public where I'm always aware, right? So she was checking like, hey, is this guy, is he aware? So I go, oh, I see what you're doing. So I reached around her with my right arm, grabbed her shoulder, pulled her in firmly and hardly. And with my left hand, I pointed to the store. I go, we're going that way. So she felt the physical power and she heard it in my voice. She literally smiled and giggled, and everything was fine. Now she can be the little girl that she wanted to be at the mall because I was taking charge. I was paying attention to our surroundings. Guys, women are just cave girls at heart. If you're ready to master the art of seduction and transform your dating life, hit subscribe and check the link in the description. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.